afternoon, everyone, and would you believe it? We are welcoming in Topic Time in July. We are more than halfway through the year. It has been an incredible year for Topic Time, and to start off July, we have an amazing guest. I hope you all had a good Fourth. I know I had an amazing Fourth. I'm gonna let the camera do the explaining. You'll see what she's wearing, and you'll see exactly who she is. All I'm gonna do is say her name, but before I do. And then you'll know, and then we're going to cover her amazing history. But before we do that, I got to read these incredible underwriters, and then we will commence. So, we got the barbershop in Whitman on Route 27. Debbie does a great job as you're heading south past the center. We got Auto Clinic in Rockland, they're a new one. We got South Shore Market in Pembroke. We got Crazy Axe's Rec Center in Hanover. We got Hairway to Heaven, Family Hair Salon in Norwell. We got Pals Driving School in Middleborough. Check the website, setting up classes for October and December. We got Bulldog Sports Cards in Middleborough. We got Dave's Automotive, good old Dave's Automotive in Hanson, right up the road here on Route 58. We got Anthony Cycles in Bridgewater. We got Hanover House of Pizza in Hanover. They make the greatest Sicilian pizza and Greek salads and have wonderful people working there, and they deliver. We got New England Floorscapes in Middleborough. We got Kingston Auto Body in Kingston. We got Rodney's Kitchen in Halifax. We got DNS Auto Works and Collision Specialists in Abington, also right here on Route 58. We got the Gunrunner LLC, the Second Amendment Freedom Store in Middleborough, and we got the Auto Shop in Hanover with Ed Rooney. Nice to have him back. Thank you guys very much. And now this lady is, Mrs. India Worldwide 2023, Mrs. Glamour. She's wearing the sash and crown to prove it. Mohana Og, is that how you say your last name? Jog. Jog, got it. Okay.
Yes, Namle Zog.
And she contacted me the other day, wanted to do the show, and here she is.
Yeah.
So Mohana.
That was really fast and quick, actually.
Yeah, well, it worked out. I needed a fill-in guest, but you know something, I always say everything happens for a reason, and it's incredible. So Absolutely. Nothing wrong with that. Mm-hmm. All right. Well, so you're from India. You're from I believe, if my pronunciation is correct, and I've had a lot of Indian guests on, Maharashtra. What's the name of that town or that province?
It is called Maharashtra. Yeah.
I got it. Nailed it.
Almost there. Nailed it.
Wow. Yeah. Okay. And you're a model. You work doing cardiovascular research.
Yeah.
And you've choreographed dancing, and you have done a play, and you had a cameo role in a small film.
Yeah.
All right. Well, why don't we talk about all those things? Tell me about, in order, what you do. We'll break it down little by little. Then we'll profile your past and find out how you got here and everything. And
Absolutely.
Work toward the future. So go ahead.
Well, So basically, my name is Mohana Namle Zog, and originally I'm from India, from Mumbai.
Mumbai, got it.
Yeah. So, which is in Maharashtra, and I came here a long time back. I would say 17 years ago.
Okay.
And I live here with my husband and 2 boys.
Sweet. In Connecticut, you're in Connecticut.
Yes.
Yep. Okay. So
it was a long journey, I would say.
Not as long, a long journey from Connecticut to here, but not as long as from India to Connecticut.
Absolutely.
But it was worth it. Okay.
It was all worth it. So my boys are 14 and 11, and
Wow.
I came here to do my master's actually from New York Medical College. And then after I graduated, I was in this clinical research industry, and that's how I entered my profession now currently as a clinical research professional in a cardiovascular medical device company. So that's how my journey started career-wise, and I had no idea that, because I really had a passion for modeling and, a little bit of, I used to do runway shows and pageants in the past in my college days and stuff.
Okay.
After marriage, after having kids, I thought that, this is something that's just going to be a passion, and it'll happen when it does have to happen. But then eventually I realized that, after my boys grew up, they started knowing about my passion, and they started supporting me, and my husband supported me. And they made me come back to this whole area back again. So we had a pageant back in Connecticut in 2018. That's how I entered this whole pageantry business. So that's when I got exposed. And after a few, I would say not backlogs, but a few failures, I would say. I was never there really. I had to groom myself a lot, and I had taken a lot of trainings and a lot of things that happened that kind of molded me into what I am today. So definitely, yeah. So that is how my whole modeling and pageantry thing started. And now,
Okay. So you went to college in New York what was the college there?
over here. It's called New York Medical College.
New York Medical College, and
Yes,
it's in the city, Manhattan?
It's in Westchester County,
Oh,
actually.
Westchester County, all right, yeah, that's right above there, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know that area a little bit, okay.
So
Oh, wow, okay, so, all right, so is this what prompted you to come, how old were you when you left India? I mean, you said you left there 17 years ago, right?
yeah, I was 20. Okay, so that's how you're getting to my age.
I'm not trying to dig your age up. I mean, I know you
Just kidding.
You don't look your age, I can
Yeah.
tell.
No,
Just based on what you just told me.
I came here when I was 22.
Especially when you say you got a 14 and an 11-year-old.
Yeah,
Wow.
I had kids really early. Actually, I got married really early, so
Well,
everything
good. I mean,
happened really early.
you found your love passion, and then you found your
Yeah.
career passion. Perhaps not in that order, but that's okay.
Absolutely, yeah. I think my order was a little, upside down.
Whatever. Yeah, it doesn't matter. I mean, well,
But it's
nothing straight and narrow. There's all if everything happened all in one way, what a boring world we'd live in.
Yeah, that is true.
It's anything but that.
Mhm,
Okay.
absolutely.
All right. So when you were a child in India, what did you do? What did you aspire to?
Well, I honestly had an aspiration to become like something in the medical field, like
Okay.
a doctor or, that kind of profession. And definitely my passion was acting and, modeling. So I somewhere had that in my heart that, I wish I could be a renowned person who has a voice to kind of support other people who, do not have that kind of privileges, or help people in need, or, or a little bit of underprivileged people who really need help, really need a voice to be spoken and heard. So I always had that in the back of my mind.
Okay.
And yeah, I mean, I'm just trying to follow those
I
dreams.
understand. All right. Okay. So now you mentioned that you had a cameo role on a short film, but you haven't done much film acting. But you did do a play about a king in India back in the 1700s or the 17th century. Now, did you choreograph the play? Were you in
Yes,
it?
so it was basically, I come from the state of Maharashtra, where
Right.
this legendary king lived. His name is Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj. That is like he's like our hero.
Okay.
We kind of worship him because of him. Like India had attained freedom. So in the 17th century, so
17th
he
century.
fought really hard against all the atrocities and all the foreign invaders.
Right.
And he freed India and the people, and also spread justice and equality in our motherland. So we kind of look up to him as our hero. And
Okay.
he actually, so his story, most of the part of India, many people who live in the US are actually a little bit unaware about his, whatever he has done for the country. So I just took it on because basically I'm a director at an Indian organization here in Connecticut.
Yeah. Okay. We're in Massachusetts, but we
Yeah.
know what you mean.
Yeah, exactly. So the thing is that, that is one part of the thing that I love to do is like promote our Indian culture, to Indians who live abroad. At least they should know about, what is our history and stuff. So the kids over here are especially not aware of what, how India got freedom or, any other stories as well.
Yeah, I was curious too because I wasn't aware of it either. I know
Yeah.
India. Well, I know that India was one of the first 4 established countries on Earth.
Absolutely.
I
So
believe
it has
China,
a
Egypt,
long-
and Babylon were the other 3.
Yeah, India has got a very, very ancient history. And,
Exactly, yep.
yeah, for years and years. So definitely, hailing from that country, there's a lot of things to be learned and, heard, I would say.
Right.
So being a director of an Indian organization, I got that opportunity to kind of spread this about a little bit of knowledge about that to the
Okay.
kids here. And then I just decided to kind of script and write and direct a play. But that turned into a theatrical where we had a lot of acting, a little dancing, just to make it more interesting and so that the audience can connect to it and understand what the story is all about, his life journey. So that was a very grand theatrical that happened. I had a support of a lot of friends.
Okay.
And, especially my husband, my co-director. And we all of us together kind of got everybody together. And there were so many people who were interested to kind of act in that play because there's so many characters that needed, specific.
Well, what did you play in it?
I was the narrator of the show,
You were there?
actually.
I bet you were great.
Yeah. So I had to like kind of thread everything together,
Okay.
bring everything together, and then until his coronation ceremony, we had like a whole grand, theatrical based off of his life.
Now that you mention it, as a kid, as all the children love bedtime stories.
Oh yeah.
So, and I'm sure yours do too.
Absolutely.
So as I recall, looking back on my own childhood, a lot of bedtime stories were through the voice of a narrator. that's supposed to be telling the story. A lot of those are from, Europe and Asia. Most of the Americans,
Mhm.
most of the American bedtime stories are, just not a narrator, not so much the narrator, but what happened next, what happened next, what happened next.
Absolutely.
Right, but it's almost like it's not as it's kind of impersonal compared to something like what this situation, I would say.
Yeah.
That's incredible. I mean, I totally get that. It brings back fond memories of my own childhood, listening to some of the European writers like Hans Christian Andersen. But obviously,
Oh,
a
yeah.
story like this, and you're a true story about creating freedom in a country that was oppressed by a lot of, I
Yeah.
assume, unwanted invaders.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Okay.
So yeah.
All right, but we don't want now. Let's talk about what do you work at a hospital as a cardiac
So, no. So basically, what I do,
researcher?
yeah, I actually work remotely. That's the one good thing about my job, that I can work remotely and then visit the hospitals as and when needed.
Okay.
So there are, like, clinical trials that go on for cardiovascular devices.
Right.
So just being part of that, like making sure that they're working properly, and then they go through the whole FDA process of approval. That's how, these devices come in the market. First they get approved by the FDA, and then they come in the market. So I'm, kind of in the midst of all that process, just trying to
You have to
get
check
those-
every single device.
Yeah, not every single device, the one that my company
Oh, okay.
manufactures.
Wow.
So yeah.
How many how many devices a week would you say you check? I assume it's quite a few.
Well, I would say
And
those.
but I'm sure you're not alone. You
Yeah,
probably
no,
have
of course. There's like
Yeah.
a whole team of
people doing that, yeah.
doing that. And I wouldn't say like there are, a bunch of devices every day for being approved. So basically, these trials go on for years and years, and then, they make sure that they are working well in, in the humans who need them. And then if you have like a big lot of benefits rather than the drawbacks for that particular device, then they go through the approval process. So it takes years and years to get one device approved
Okay.
and get that into the market. So yeah,
All right.
it's a process.
Now we're going to change gears. How did you win this pageant here?
Oh my God, this one is an interesting one.
Of course,
I have
all interesting, but,
participated.
Okay, you've got the shafts to prove it, and it's
Yes,
current.
absolutely. It is all my hard work and efforts
I'm sure it is.
that went with it. So basically, it took me like a few months to kind of gear myself up for this. You wouldn't believe that
Where was the pageant held in America?
This was in Dubai, actually.
Oh, it
So,
was?
Yeah.
Dubai, India.
No.
Oh, Dubai's not in India.
Yeah, it's in United Arab Emirates.
Yes,
UAE.
in the Middle East.
Yes, in the
Got
Middle
it.
East.
Wow.
So we had.
Yeah, Miss Worldwide. Doesn't even say U.S.
There
on there.
were 107 contestants.
Wow.
So it was a huge pageant. They had auditioned about more than 1,000 ladies across the world, Indian ladies across
Right.
the world. And then they selected 107 from them. And then I was selected as a finalist after I auditioned for that. It was a matter of pride for me, for sure.
Yeah, I'm sure it was.
And then, yeah, and
You're
then
a
we
world
had
champion model. Why not?
Well, I wished I, won the main crown, but yeah, I mean, I think, there's maybe still a little bit more to be accomplished. But yeah, I did go through a whole transformation process during the whole journey.
Yep.
It was a good 2-3 months that I had invested in it, kind of done a lot of tasks, spread out awareness about period poverty, about cyberbullying, yeah, and how to stay safe from that,
Right.
all that kind of stuff, and got involved with a few organizations like, Promise Health Project, which deals with the survival of needy people. For the basic needs like food and clothing and
Right.
period products and stuff like that. So yeah,
Okay.
so I got involved with a lot of charities, and then that actually opened my eyes and gave me more exposure, and helped me also look more into fitness and kind of taking care of myself and all that kind of stuff.
Okay. Well, all goes
So-
together.
Yeah, everything was going hand in hand for the 3-4 months that I had kind of.
So you did that. You did that pageant obviously in the spring, I'm guessing, right? Because
No, it just happened like 3 weeks back.
Wow,
Yeah. Just 3 weeks back. Yeah.
so just the start of the summer.
Yeah, absolutely.
Wow.
It was in June.
Did, back at the beginning of the year, did you see that coming, or was this something that just was? Did you know you'd be doing this pageant, or?
I was looking forward for it because I got selected, I think, in February of this
Oh, you did?
year,
Okay.
yeah. And then it just kind of took speed from there. I just took it very seriously because now it's an international pageant.
Yeah, yeah.
You were supposed to kind of, look your best, give your best shot, and being a person who always believes in helping people and trying to be accommodating, I feel that is something that helped me in my whole journey.
Wow.
So, yeah.
Of course. Okay. Now, I mean, what does your modeling schedule look like now? I mean, you still want I mean, you just won the pageant. So what does your current schedule look like for modeling?
Well, I am again going to be going for the New York Fashion Week, which is upcoming in September.
September. You got plenty of time to prepare, and I'm
Yeah.
sure you will.
Yeah, so that is one great opportunity, and I did participate in New York Fashion Week last year as well. So I was a showstopper for one of the shows, and it was a fascinating time, I would say, and
course.
a good opportunity. And I was featured on the Times Square billboard, which also
Oh, that's awesome.
that was something that-
Listen, I'll tell you what, if
That
I
was
was
amazing.
if I was driving on Fifth Ave and I saw you on the billboard, I'd be distracted.
Oh, you're the
I'd be,
sweetest.
I'd pull, if I'd stop and say, oh, she was on my show.
Oh my
And I'd
gosh.
start yelling at everybody in the sister here to say, hey, she was on I'd be yelling from the rooftops.
Oh, that is so awesome.
It
I
is.
would love that.
I love it too. That is so cool.
Thank you so much. Yeah.
Okay. That's wonderful. So, and you may be on it again that was last year though, right?
Mhm. Yes,
And
that
if
was last
If you
year.
partake again, you'll probably be on it again this year.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Wow.
Looking forward to it and fingers crossed.
Exactly. All right. Now, as far as like your modeling, if you traveled around the world, I mean, if you modeled in different, obviously you did the pageant in Dubai, but if you traveled around the world and around the country, New York, Paris, Milan, most of the models that do as well as you have, and do you model do you model clothes and just, like do you do like I know you do like runway stuff, but
Yeah.
do you do like clothes for magazines and things like that as well, and
Yeah.
other types of modeling?
Definitely, yes. So I was featured in the New York Fashion Week magazine, which is called High Tech Moda, and
Okay.
I was on the cover page of that magazine. I mean, I do have a couple offers, but I'm just kind of, taking my time and trying to get into the best shape that I can.
You look great.
Yeah.
Well, tell me about your workout routine. How does that? What do you do? You
Yes.
jog every day, do
Uh,
calisthenics, aerobics.
So I'm actually into this dance fitness
Oh,
program.
of course.
And I love dancing. That is one of my favorite things to do. So luckily, I got involved with. I'm an instructor at this dance fitness company called
Where's that?
Works. It's in Connecticut.
Okay.
And me and my co-instructor, Mamta. So we both.
Did you say Magda?
Mamta.
No, it's not. Magda's the woman I'm interviewing in Easton tomorrow.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
I told you. Okay.
Yes.
That's cool. All right.
So Mamta is like another friend who lives in Connecticut.
Okay.
And, we both kind of run this company called BWorks, but the founder is Anupam, who actually taught us how to do this whole dance fitness routine, and we are like ACE certified now, American Council on Exercise certified.
Wow.
So he's gone to Canada, and now we are kind of trying to bring his routines here in Connecticut, and people enjoy it. We do it 4 times a week. And that's just 1 hour that we spend with so many people, and they're like so happy.
Definitely keeps you in shape.
Yes, absolutely. Keeps us in shape and keeps our happy hormones always kicked up.
Tell me about how your family supports you. What you do. I assume that does your husband and kids? Do they come to all you? Were they in Dubai with you last? couple of weeks ago?
Unfortunately, the day that I had my grand finale, my older son had his final exams.
Final exam.
Unfortunately, my husband had to stay home with my kids, and
Yeah, yeah.
he was.
Okay, now tell me about that little film you were in, the cameo role. What was that?
So that was just one. So I have done theaters in the past during my college days, and then
In New York, right?
No, this was back in India.
Back in India.
Yeah.
Okay.
So after that, again, my my acting passions also kicked up, and then I think so I just got an opportunity for one of a student short film that they had, and I just acted in as a in the role of a young mom,
Okay.
and yeah, it was an experience in itself for sure, and yeah, I look forward to more such working experiences.
Now, I was wondering, would you ever consider like joining Boston Casting or any of the casting companies because they might offer you opportunities to act on
Oh my
films?
God, I would love that.
Well, all you got to do is send a resume in a headshot to Boston Casting, or there's another one, CP Casting. They're out in Western Mass.
Oh,
I went out
I
there
didn't know
5,
that.
6 years ago.
oh really?
And what about music? I mean, aside from dancing, do you sing? Do you play an instrument or anything, or did you ever?
I actually played piano when I was a kid.
Me too. Cool.
Oh my God.
Yeah, for 7 years.
Oh my God.
Yeah, yeah.
I actually I haven't learned piano really. It's just that if I hear a song, I can just play on it. I do not know the strings, the chords, or whatever they're called, but
The notes.
the notes.
Yeah.
Sorry.
It's okay.
But I love playing the piano. I can listen to the song and I can play it on the piano. So
That's
yeah,
great. So you
I
play
love
by
it.
ear.
Yeah, but the interesting fact is my son, my older son, he loves music.
Yeah.
So he can play about, 4 or 5 instruments already, and he's like, nailing it in the music industry.
Get him on the show.
Yeah. Oh, I would love to.
That would be great. Yeah. Is he in a
I would love
band?
to. He's in his school band, and yes, he's
Cool.
doing great. Like, so many kids look up to him, and
He's 14, right?
he's 14.
Okay, and I assume the kids probably around his age in the band. Last year we did a show right here in Carver, even though it was a Zoom show. But the kid he was a high school kid, and he had a band that he had a highlight of his song on YouTube, and it was great.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Real,
Yeah.
real heavy metal rock. But if your son wants to come up and do the show, we'll get him in here.
Oh, that would be awesome. He would love it. I
Sure he
I
would.
convey that to him.
Okay. Do you ever now? Let me ask you this: does he ever play? Do you ever dance to his music? And like when you're home?
That is my dream, really.
Probably not a bad idea.
It is a good idea. I
Keep
love
you
that.
limber for the actual dance that you do with the school.
I'm going to definitely follow this advice, and I'm going to tell him that I'm going to dance with you on your music.
Yeah.
I would love that.
And what about you? You have an 11-year-old too, right?
Yes, he loves soccer.
Okay.
He's crazy about soccer, and all he eats, sleeps, drinks, and plays soccer all day long.
Well, if he wants to come in and talk about his soccer games, if he's played on a team and he wants to discuss
He
it,
would love that too,
yeah,
definitely.
we can have them both come in.
I think that's a good idea.
Yeah, sure, why not? I mean, I network a lot. People network. There's no limit to how I can get them now.
Right.
And I don't even. And remember, you found me. I didn't find you.
Yeah, exactly. I did.
And I love it when that happens because that means I'm out there and people know of me.
Absolutely.
It's almost like I'm on the billboard at times. Yeah, I might as
Yeah, of course, absolutely. I found you, and it was, it was such a great connection.
It's
The
meant to
first-
happen. I always say everything happens for a reason. Okay, so now going forward, what are your plans for the summer? Now, do you do any outdoor modeling too, like bikini shots or?
Not yet.
Not yet.
And I don't think that's not on my mind
Okay,
yet.
that's
so,
fine.
Yeah.
I understand.
But yeah, I mean, I'm just more into pageants and more into
Okay.
kind of, run like modeling for. Actually, one of my friend designer, she lives in North Carolina.
The
for
clothes
whom-
design, you mean?
Yeah.
Okay.
Clothes designer. So she lives in North Carolina. She has her own.
My birth state.
Yeah.
If she wants to do the show, we can do it by Zoom.
Yeah, she would. I think she would love that. I would ask her and
No limit.
recommend her. Absolutely.
Okay. All right.
So yeah, so I walked for her designs in New York last
Oh,
year,
wow.
and I'm gonna be doing that.
Doing it with her designs again, right?
She is amazing. Like her designs are out of this world.
How did you meet her in North Carolina?
Actually, we met at a pageant. She was also one of the contestants a long time back when I was doing like the USA pageant. So
Sweet.
yeah.
Where did you do the USA pageant?
yeah, so that was in 21, and
Well, I know. Where was it?
it was in New Jersey.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I've heard of pageants down there from a lot of Indian models have done that. I discovered that 4 years ago when I went to that event in Foxborough. Maybe you were there. And I don't know. Probably I don't know. A lot of Indian models were there, and they said that there was a pageant. They have a big pageant in New Jersey.
Yeah.
That's where met her. I don't know if it was her, but I think she did that pageant in New Jersey, and that was in 2019.
Yeah.
And she won Mrs. Rhode Island and Mrs. India Rhode Island.
Oh, that's awesome.
It was. Oh, it's great. No question about it. Okay. So, how many pageants will you be entering this year? I mean, I assume that's what you got going on. Do you have any more pageants before the year runs out?
I mean, not on my bucket list as of now.
Okay.
I just got back, so I'm like.
And you're still enjoying the kudos from what you just
Yes.
accomplished.
Absolutely.
Well, guess what, Mohammed? We're down to the final 5 minutes.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, I know it is. I was going by fast.
Time went just fast.
It always
really
does. You always have fun. So what I want you to do is to look at the camera here. Chris
Uh-huh.
is standing behind and give a few shouts out to people. You can start with your family, husband, kids,
Sure.
and your clothing designer, and just condense them, and then we'll wrap the show up with my music the way we began it.
Absolutely.
Okay.
So firstly, I would love to, express my gratitude, to God for giving me that courage and, strengthening all my bonds and helping me grow as much as I can in my life. I would love to say thank you to my parents who've always been supportive of, whatever I have done in my life, and also my husband who has been a great support to me. Thank you so much. Without your support, I don't think I would have ever been able to, be where I am. And my kids, Rochelle, Rishan, I love you a lot. Both of you have, ignited that passion in me for all my lost dreams, and thank you for that. And of course, all my friends who've always been supportive of me and always been there for me, helped me throughout my thick and thins and stayed by me strong. So thank you so much, all of you. Thank you to Sonal, who also is my, fashion designer, my clothes. She has designed amazing dresses for me during my pageant journey, and I would love to thank her for all the opportunities that she also has given me. So thank you all, and I love you all, and thank you to all my viewers, and
Well,
thank you to Harrison.
Thank you. And now again, if you, and aside from your kids and your fashion designer, if you know anybody else that's interesting, I'll be honest with you, I love having Indian people on the show because there's a big camaraderie among you all over the world,
Right.
and we get views and we get people constantly. I mean, well, for Men of Stogie, we get over 1,000 views for that show, and I expect we'll get. When word leaks out that you did it, we'll get around the same for you.
Yeah.
So if you know anybody else in the Indian community that wants to do my show, I love having models on.
Absolutely.
Send
I
them
can
my way.
definitely recommend.
Give them my
so many
digits. You
people.
have them now.
Definitely. I mean, I do know a few models who would love to, come here. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
I will
Okay.
spread out the word.
It's a plan.
Yes.
All right.
We're in it together.
All right. You did a great job, Mohana. And are you ready to wrap the show up the way we began?
Absolutely.
Okay, folks. See you next time. We'll enjoy Topic Time this week, and we'll have another one next week. Take care. Another great show as always. Sign off.